no beef with Eminem. Ain't no rapper popping nothing without Eminem. Ain't nobody saying nothing. I'm not even gonna say nothing bad about Eminem. Cause way too much stuff rhymes with rock, right? But Eminem don't even like his own mama. So Lord knows what he'll say about your black ass, okay? And Eminem's a white rapper. So his record gonna be on every station, the country station, the talk station. The black rappers just on Hot 97. Now you gotta watch where you sit, everybody. Can't sit 50 near Ja Rule. You can't sit Jay-Z near Nas. Everybody gotta watch out for. You got the Olsen twins over there, so then you gotta put R. Kelly way up there.
Eminem. Yeah, that one rapper nobody in their right mind would step to, no matter how big their name. Not even Will Smith dared mess with him back in the day. So fast forward to 2022, when Will stormed the Oscar stage and smacked Chris Rock. The world froze. But any hip-hop head watching? They all thought, would he have pulled that on Eminem? Sounds wild, right? But here's the kicker. There was real tension brewing between them way back in the early 2000s. Things almost popped off for real. And what happened after? Let's just say Will probably wishes he could hit rewind on that whole era. Eminem wasn't just another rapper chasing fame. He came straight out of Detroit's harshest streets, where surviving the day was a victory. He faced chaos most people wouldn't live through, and came out not just alive, but untouchable. Legendary energy, respect demanding the moment he walked in the room. And this story? Oh, it only gets deeper, long before the Oscars drama.
Not everybody is as happy as Will Smith. If you feel strong enough about something, then you might put a little before you say exactly what you're...
Back before anyone cared who hosted awards shows, Will Smith was Hollywood royalty. He was the clean-cut superstar who could do no wrong. In the late 90s, while Bill Clinton still ran the White House and MTV ruled pop culture, Will was everywhere. He turned that Fresh Prince charm into Hollywood domination with hits like Men in Black and Independence Day. He wasn't just famous, he was omnipresent. And here's the wildest part. He did what no rapper had done at that level. Multi-platinum records, zero profanity, zero scandals, zero messy headlines. Just clean bars, catchy hooks, and straight-up success. His 1997 debut, Big Willie Style, didn't just chart, it crushed it. Over 10 million copies worldwide. Then Millennium in '99 hit even harder, bagging him another Grammy and proving you didn't need gangster bravado to rule the charts. Will carried that confidence like a crown everywhere he went. So when he stood tall at the 42nd Annual Grammys in February 2000 and said,
"Connect to the performance of my music. I don't have the trophies that match how big the actual records are. The one Grammy I have is for Crack a Bottle. I couldn't even have that without him. You know, and that's why I have so much value for him, not just in my career, just in my life, because he's a guy that, one of my best friends, because I can trust that he's going to be honest with his constructive criticism when it's time to listen to the music before it goes out. He's the only person that did things that I wanted to do. He had the Marshall Mathers LP with 23 million records sold with flags all around the plaque, and I was like, yo, I want that kind of...
I have never used profanity in my records. Rap doesn't need to be filled with curses to succeed. The crowd went wild, like he'd just rewritten hip-hop rules on stage. But behind that applause, not everyone was cheering. All the way over in Detroit, something was simmering. That same year, 26-year-old Marshall Mathers, aka Eminem, dropped the Slim Shady LP. And this wasn't just an album, it was a hurricane. Dark, twisted, raw, and brutally honest. Messy, chaotic, and unapologetically real. Slim Shady wasn't here to fit a family-friendly mold. He was survival, rage, and Detroit grit all in one. Everything Will wasn't. So when M heard Will claim rap doesn't need profanity, that didn't sit right. To him, it wasn't a harmless comment. It was a direct challenge to rappers like him, the ones bleeding truth into mics to be heard. Whispers started spreading. Tension was thick between Detroit's fiercest rapper and Hollywood's clean-cut king. And what's crazy? Some folks from back then still say those days were insane. One story, Suge Knight rolled up with a crew, and I was there with my homies.
Claims to have seen it all happen. Can you tell me your name, sir?
Yeah, all I know is I'm upstairs, I'm listening to my Will Smith CD, and I seen all these flames going everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Hold on a minute, bitch.
You're destroying the
Hey, hold on a minute, yo. Detroit, what? Detroit, what?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Detroit, baby.
Eminem was there too, and trust me, he was ready to throw down. Things were that heated. He'd already shaken the rap scene, and some felt he was even dissing gangster rap culture itself. The tension? Electric. Nobody knew what would happen next. Then, in 2000, the real Slim Shady dropped, and M didn't hold back. Mid-beat, he spit, "Will Smith don't gotta cuss in his raps to sell records. Well, I do, so forget him and forget you too." Boom! Thunderclap. Fearless. The industry flipped. Radio stations scrambled to censor it. Parents lost it. Critics tried to calm the chaos, but kids, they owned it, shouting those lines everywhere. This wasn't just a jab, it was a statement. Clean and polished Hollywood wasn't the only path to respect. And that's where the deeper beef began. Will had fame, fortune, red carpets. Eminem, he was surviving a world full of threats, lawsuits, and addiction.
Got no beef with Eminem. Ain't no rapper popping nothing about Eminem. Ain't nobody saying nothing. I'm not even gonna say nothing bad about Eminem. Cause way too much stuff rhymes with rock, right? But Eminem don't even like his own mama. So Lord knows what he'll say about Joe black ass, okay? And Eminem's a white rapper. So his record's gonna be on every station, the country station, the talk station. The black rappers just on Hot 97. Now you gotta watch where you sit, everybody. Can't sit 50 near Ja Rule. You can't sit Jay-Z near Nas. Everybody gotta watch out for. You got the Olsen twins over there, so then you gotta put R. Kelly way up there.
Every verse Eminem dropped came from pain, not PR polish. Grammys weren't his goal. Respect was. Real, earned, street-level respect. And that one bar, it sent whispers through the industry. Maybe Will was intimidated. Maybe a real face-to-face would have been explosive. Hollywood saw him as chaos in blonde hair, yelling into a mic. Another shock rapper? But Detroit knew the truth. By '99, Eminem wasn't just chasing fame, he had real backing. Proof, his brother in music and life, a legend on Detroit's East Side, made sure Eminem commanded respect where it mattered. D12 wasn't just a crew, they carried weight. Proof ensured Eminem's survival, turning the city into a shield. Then, 1998, Dr. Dre signs Eminem to Aftermath. Game changer. Dre's production, power, and industry clout turned Detroit's underground storm into a nationwide force. Will Smith had no idea what was brewing. Under Slim Shady's wild persona, Eminem was quietly building an empire, alliances, influence, protection. By 2000, he wasn't just rapping struggles, he was living them. Arrests, altercations, real conflict. It all proved Eminem thrived in chaos. By 2002, the empire leveled up. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson joined Shady Records and Aftermath, and the hip-hop landscape shifted. This wasn't music anymore, it was a takeover. Eminem didn't hesitate. He saw raw, unstoppable energy in 50, and with Dre backing them, the streets and industry felt the pressure instantly. Interscope's heavyweight connections built a straight-up powerhouse, Shady Records, Aftermath, and G-Unit forming a triangle of influence so strong it could crush rivals or protect its own with surgical precision. When Eminem snapped on a track, it wasn't just him, it was an army behind every bar. Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, Proof, D12, Jimmy Iovine, plus lawyers, strategists, and behind-the-scenes pros who knew exactly how to move. This wasn't just rap, it was calculated chaos, blending street energy with business genius. But even with all that power, Eminem's real test wasn't in the studio. It came from the shadow of Death Row Records, Suge Knight. Just his name made the industry freeze. Suge wasn't a rumor, his intimidation was legendary. Executives, rappers, security, everyone felt it. Yet Eminem, he didn't flinch. According to The Game, one night Suge and his crew rolled up uninvited. Lights dim, tension thick, the room holding its breath. People slipped out quietly, some froze. But Eminem stood his ground, fearless, staring down the man who made the entire industry nervous. He wasn't just a rapper anymore. He was a leader, built from struggle, ready to throw down if needed. Right beside him, 50 Cent, equally unshakable, shoulder to shoulder, ready for anything. That wasn't just pride, it was a message. Suge's empire was built on fear, but here was a kid from Detroit standing tall, backed by loyalty, mindset, and a team that meant business. And here's the twist nobody saw coming. Eminem's security wasn't just standard celebrity bodyguards. Fans assumed suits and earpieces, but insiders whispered it ran deeper. M had real alliances, Samoan crews out in LA, known for loyalty and never backing down. Some said he paid for that protection. Maybe, maybe not. What's clear, this wasn't your typical security. This was muscle, a tight-knit unit from South Central LA, disciplined, loyal, and ready. They didn't just guard him, they made Eminem untouchable. Meanwhile, over in Hollywood, Will Smith was living a polished dream. By 2001, he was the face of success. Blockbusters, awards, diplomats, presidents. Clean, flawless, camera-ready. Every move planned by agents, publicists, and billion-dollar studios. Controversy didn't touch him without layers of management filtering it. Will was Hollywood's golden boy. So when Eminem shot that sharp lyrical jab at him, silence. Will didn't respond. Smart move. By then, beefing with Eminem wasn't a simple rap feud. It was poking a machine. This wasn't one man spitting bars. It was a strategic operation with some of the most powerful names backing it. Dr. Dre's razor-sharp business sense, Proof's street credibility, 50 Cent building an empire. Eminem had become a fortress. It wasn't about clever lyrics anymore. It was about power. Hollywood shine versus raw influence built from survival. To the public, Will's Grammy speech looked harmless, a clean-cut superstar promoting positivity in a genre blamed for violence. Parents cheered, media praised, industry painted him a hero. But behind the scenes, things were heating up. Eminem didn't smile. Inside Interscope and Aftermath, it was confirmed. M took that comment personally. Will wasn't just sharing a thought, it felt like a challenge aimed at him. To Eminem, this wasn't clean versus explicit, it was control. Who defines hip-hop? Who gets sidelined? Quietly, it turned into a war, not with fists, but influence, lyrics, and strategy. Hollywood polish versus street truth. Every time Will opened his mouth, M heard the voices of studio bosses, producers, and late-night hosts, the powerful system that didn't want someone like him at the table. By mid-2000, pressure came from all sides, lyrics scrutinized, FCC eyes watching, videos censored before release, talk shows banned him unless he toned it down. Lawsuits flew from his mom, his ex, and random people offended by his words. Cornered, boxed in, constantly attacked. Most would crumble. Eminem, he sharpened. So when Will dropped that no profanity line at the Grammys, right when Slim Shady LP ruled the charts, Eminem didn't see innocence. To him, the industry had found its poster boy, polished, safe, camera-ready, to represent the version of rap corporate America wanted. A setup. Will, the polite hitman for the establishment, a clean-cut figure taking quiet shots without ever raising his voice. Eminem didn't stay quiet. He responded the only way he knew, bars that hit like punches, slicing through Hollywood polish, putting everyone on notice. This wasn't rap beef, it was war. Truth versus image, rebellion versus control, raw emotion versus perfection. Just 3 months later, May 2000, Eminem dropped The Real Slim Shady. Wild, sarcastic, explosive, with Dr. Dre's production crafting every beat like a weapon. And right in the middle, that line that shook the industry.
Well, Smith don't gotta cuss in his raps to sell records. Well, I do, so forget him and forget you too. No metaphors, no hidden punches, just a straight-up public hit. The moment it dropped, the rap world exploded. Radio stations scrambled, tried to censor it. Schools banned it. But fans, they couldn't get enough, screaming it like a battle cry. Proud, loud, unapologetic. By June 2000, The Real Slim Shady had gone nuclear. #1 in the UK, #5 on Billboard Hot 100, smashing everything in its path. Eminem wasn't just winning, he was going global at light speed. And yeah, the target was obvious. Meanwhile, music, Will Smith's Millennium album, dropped just 6 months earlier, was already losing momentum. Hits like Will 2K sold, sure, but compared to the cultural earthquake Eminem caused, faded fast. Hip-hop was shifting. That polished, safe image that once ruled, replaced by something raw, louder, impossible to ignore. Whispers started spreading. Behind closed doors at Sony or Columbia Pictures, Will Smith got advice: fall back. No diss tracks, no interviews, no clever comebacks, just silence. The rumor mill pointed straight to Dr. Dre. Insiders said Dre, with Hollywood connections and ties to Will, personally called him. Calm, maybe, but with an edge that made sure the warning was taken seriously. Music. One thing was crystal clear. By mid-2000, Eminem and Dre weren't just making hits, they were controlling hip-hop's narrative. And Will? He never mentioned Eminem again. Not in interviews, music, nothing. Silence. Will pivoted, diving full force into Hollywood. Ali in 2001, Men in Black 2 in 2002, Bad Boys 2 in 2003. Rap quietly faded. Box office dominance took over. Meanwhile, Eminem didn't slow down. Music. May 2000, Marshall Mathers LP dropped. 1.76 million first-week sales. Records, covers, awards, headlines. Global phenomenon. But even with fame, that tension with Will lingered, unspoken, heavy at events like BET, MTV Movie Awards, Grammy pre-parties. They were often in the same room, but never word exchanged. No greetings, no nods, nothing. Fans noticed. Body language experts noticed. Silence louder than any diss track. Event planners noticed too. Arrival staggered, seating arranged, paths never crossed. Not expecting drama, just avoiding headlines. Years passed. The invisible wall stayed up. Will Smith, Hollywood's polished king. Eminem, raw, untouchable. Influence built from struggle. By 2002, Eminem wasn't just making platinum records, he was moving into Hollywood territory. 8 Mile was in motion, studios lined up. Behind him, Dr. Dre, Jimmy Iovine, rising 50 Cent, an unstoppable triangle mixing business, street cred, and global reach. Eminem wasn't surviving the system anymore, he was rewriting it. Will understood the shift. No fight he couldn't control. Silence stayed ice cold. Fans assumed the feud had cooled, but it hadn't. It just went quiet, watching, waiting. By early 2000s, Eminem wasn't just the wild rapper causing headlines. He was strategic, careful, always surrounded by people who had his back. To the public, chaotic, shocking, brutally honest on the mic. Music. Behind the scenes, disciplined, alert, ready for real pressure. Hollywood had shine, Eminem had streets, fans, influence earned from clawing his way to the top. Then 2003, whispers in the industry. South Central LA circles wanted Eminem to check in before filming or performing. Respect, awareness, understanding territory. Not a friendly meet and greet, a test of presence, influence, and survival. Most artists dodged it. Eminem, he showed up head-on, confident, with backup.
And this is where it got serious. Eminem's protection? not just suits and earpieces. Dr. Dre's inner circle, loyal, seasoned pros from the death row era. They knew pressure, kept things calm, and extended that loyalty to Eminem. Back in Detroit, his right hand, Proof, frontman of D12, was more than a hype man. Family, strategist, protector, ensuring M moved safely through every block, preempting chaos. Proof brought in trusted 313 affiliates when needed. Security wasn't just about guards, it was family strategy. In New York, 50 Cent joined forces. South Side Queens, respect earned the hard way. With G-Unit in tow, coast-to-coast alliance under shady aftermath felt more than music. It was loyalty, protection, business, all in one. Eminem personally helped fund early 50 Cent tours, promo, and ensured safety. Not contracts, not press, pure trust. 2003, Hot 97, 50 Cent said it straight. Eminem believed in me when nobody else did. He didn't just rap with me, he protected me. That said it all. From that point on, Eminem moved layered, planned, surrounded by real allies. Award shows in LA, parties in Miami, press runs in Chicago, always strategic, always safe. Professional security blended with street-smart, loyal protection. Smart, loyal, and ready for anything, Eminem moved like a general on the streets and in the studio. Everyone in the know could see it. Slim Shady wasn't reckless. Every handshake, every crowd, every exit, he was aware, alert, calculating. By this point, he wasn't just a superstar. He was moving like a boss, with loyalty guarding his path and respect protecting his name. Eminem had seen it all. He'd watched what happened to Tupac, how fame and street tension could collide and turn deadly if you didn't have the right structure. That lesson stuck, so he switched up his whole game. No more reckless moves, no random risks. Every step became calculated, every corner covered. By 2004, Shady Records wasn't just a label, it was a fortress. Real protection, real loyalty built in. That year, during a packed LA show, rumors hit backstage. A known West Coast crew had slipped past security. Were they testing the waters? Curious? No one knows. But according to witnesses, they didn't last long. Behind the curtains, they ran into a mix of Dr. Dre's Samoan allies and Detroit muscle flown in specifically for that night. These weren't your average bodyguards. These were people with real ties who knew exactly what time it was. No words were exchanged, but the message was clear. Eminem wasn't moving like an easy target. By then, M had built solid alliances across hip-hop's toughest cities: Detroit, New York, LA. He understood the difference between studio drama and real-life danger. He wasn't just a rapper talking tough. He was a man who knew how fast things could flip if you weren't careful. Even his music reflected it. Tracks like White America, Till I Collapse, like Toy Soldiers weren't just songs. They were lessons on loyalty, betrayal, pressure, and vigilance. You could feel the weight in those lyrics. Fear, caution, leadership, experience, all real. Every verse sounded like a man balancing chaos and success, knowing one wrong move could destroy everything. Meanwhile, Will Smith was living in a whole other universe, protected by agents, publicists, and billion-dollar studios. Every risk in his life was managed before it even hit him. For Will, safety was built in. For Eminem, it had to be earned through strategy, alliances, and respect. By 2005, debates raged. Was Eminem just an intense artist with a dark edge, or was he playing the industry like a tactical chess game? Anyone who crossed paths with him, rappers, execs, street-connected folks, already knew. Eminem wasn't just surviving fame, he was mastering it, navigating danger, pressure, and power like someone who truly understood the stakes. Eminem didn't just rap about conflict, he lived it. Always had support behind him, the kind you never saw, but could feel in the energy around him. So why did Will Smith even mention Eminem in the first place? Jealousy? Was he bothered by this chaotic new rapper stealing the spotlight? Or did Hollywood push him, telling him to protect that polished, family-friendly image that made him millions? Either way, it backfired spectacularly. Eminem didn't just respond,
He made Will look old school, soft even. That clean, friendly image suddenly seemed fragile next to Eminem's raw, fearless energy. And when Slim showed up at the Grammys wearing a free Yayo shirt, that wasn't for the cameras. That was a signal, a message to the streets, not the suburbs. To everyone paying attention, it said, "I'm not aligning with pop culture. I stand with the people living the struggle I rap about." The internet exploded. Fans debated, joked, and asked one question over and over. Would Will Smith ever try to slap someone like Eminem? And the answer? Absolutely not. Everyone knew Eminem wasn't someone you could test.